TV in downtown Toronto with writer-director SARA ST. How does it feel to have your film Molly Maxwell in the tiffNextWave program?
Well, it's really exciting. I'm a big fan of the festival. I really think that tiffNextWave is just this super cool thing that you don't get a lot. It's programmed by teens for teens. So they're really hardcore about what they program. Like they program what they like and they don't make any excuses for it. So it's a privilege for sure.
What was your inspiration behind the making of the film?
Well, Molly Maxwell is about a teenage girl who gets involved with her young, handsome English teacher. And part of the inspiration for it was just having all these conversations with women friends who were just recounting these anecdotes about things like that had happened to them as well. And then, they weren't presenting it as this horrifying secret. They were presenting it as sort of this thing that some of them were proud of, some of them laughed at it. Like it wasn't this giant taboo thing that in their lives. And I found that really interesting because we see issues like that very narrowly. And I thought it was an interesting interpretation.
Absolutely. How did you go about casting the project?
Well, interestingly enough, we cast Ben first. Ben is the teacher. We came across Charlie Carrick. He was doing the CFC Actors Conservatory at the time, and we did the film through the CFC. So we did a table read up there with them, and Charlie happened to read Ben. And none of us had really thought about someone like him for the part, particularly he's British and he's extremely handsome. But it was, once he kind of got in our heads, it was hard to get him out of there, and that's how I knew that he was right. And then we did a pretty extensive search for Molly. We'd started it before we cast Charlie, and then we continued it afterwards to try to find someone who would be a match for him, who would really bring the chemistry and bring the kind of sparring, which is their way of flirting, is that they kind of tease each other and they have fun with each other. You need someone who can kind of keep up. So Lola came in, and we'd seen quite a few people, and she was really the first person that embodied the humor and the awkwardness and the gentleness and the sort of the mix between feeling appropriate for the age, but also feeling at times like you could believe that she was mature enough to be in the relationship. So she had to be able to swing between those both, and Lola really was able to bring it.
Great. Yeah. Now you went to the Rhode Island School of Design, and then your first film premiered at Sundance, and your second short film premiered at TIFF. How does it feel to have had so much success so early on in your career?
Well, it's interesting. I think that the Sundance thing was crazy. First of all, the experience of going to Sundance with my first short film was incredibly intimidating, and I had never even been to a film festival before when I went to Sundance, and so I was just terrified, and I pretty much was just drunk in the corner the whole time. I don't think I maximized the opportunity. Just terrified. But it's great when you have a few things like that. As much pressure as it can be, it also allows people to have a little bit of faith that you'll be able to do something on a feature level. It really helps people to take that leap on you, with you.
Great. And you currently have a feature in development. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Sure. The feature I have in development is called Swan Dive. It's with Union Pictures. And it's a very personal film based on my experience becoming a stepmother. But it's funny, sort of weird funny. And just kind of talking about that in a real way. I feel like it's missing from the film and TV world in an honest, full portrayal, and not something like Stepmom with Julia Roberts, and not like these fairy tales of wicked stepmothers, but it's kind of a whole gamut of what it's like to go through that. And so I'm very excited about that.
Great. And where's the best place to find out more information on you and your projects online?
Well, I have a website. It's called awesomology.com. And then you can also follow Molly on Twitter and Facebook. It's really easy to find if you just Google search it. Swan Dive doesn't have anything in the works, but keep your eyes out for it. And tiffNextWave, and we also are planning a Toronto theatrical release in the spring. So keep your eyes out for that too.
Thank you so much. Congratulations and best of luck at the CSAs.
Great. Thanks for having me.
Thanks. I'm Katie Uhlmann reporting for Katie Chats here at SMITHEE TV in downtown Toronto.